Revelation 1552. From the 4th of August 1940. Pursuit of countervailing power destructive. From a man glowing in love for God, a current will go out, which directly penetrates to the soul of him, who likewise lives in God. But this will also be exposed to a countercurrent. And this is the great danger, since everything that is evil also increases and works in itself, but always to the detriment of the soul. Man must ask God for increased protection so that his dealings with people do not harm his soul. He who serves God in all love, reverence and humility will feel every evil influence and know how to protect himself against it through prayer. But man should never think himself so strong that he does not need this protection, because the opposing power is strong and only intent on destroying all currents and breaking every connection from earth to the beyond. All threads from man to God. Only where the will is so strong that it demands unceasingly to God, there it gives up the intrigue. And that is why man should always and constantly entrust himself to spiritual protection, so that he will be protected even in hours when his own will is weaker, so that he will be warned at the right moment by his spiritual friends, who now fight along for him, as it were. The help of these beings is used far too little, and therefore the struggle on earth is sometimes quite difficult, also for the earth child turned to God. Because it desires too little the strength from God, whose transmitters are those spiritual friends. But if the human being hands himself over fully believingly to the care of those light beings working in God's will, then also the human being may constantly receive power, because everything perfect standing in love hands out unmeasured the power which is given to him himself through divine love. And so the work of the adversary is made more difficult. His power is cut off as it were, because it is ineffective against men who want to receive such power out of God. And this is truly necessary in a time when all spiritual activity is denied. If man abandons himself willy-nilly to those currents, which start from the adversary, therefore only strive for destructive success, then he puts himself willy-nilly into this power, and his thinking will be misguided within a short time. His power of cognition will be weakened, his resistance will slacken, and he accepts unconditionally what is whispered to him by that power and what completely contradicts the will of God. You are then bound creatures, and you will lack strength to free yourselves from the bondage, while the desire for God, the surrender to good spiritual beings, the wanting to receive good spiritual power makes you free from any compulsion, and the light of knowledge then shines for you on all your ways of life. For God is tangibly close to everyone who only desires Him. Amen.